Good afternoon. This is Miki Blik coming to you live once again to speak to you about this defunding the police. Not only defunding the police, but giving solutions to the problems that this BLM, Black Lives Matter, is presenting basically to the world. In my last post, which was part 2, I guess this will be part 3, into giving solutions to what we need as a race, as a people, as Black Lives Matter, as Negroes in America. I believe, like I said in my last post, the first thing is accountability. Holding one another in the Negro race accountable for respect. That's one, respecting one another. Not an earned thing, a given thing. Everybody gives respect to one another that we may grow and flourish as people. And by that respect, we'll gain love for one another. Because once you respect somebody and respect their position, respect their space, and respect them as another brother or sister of your same nationality, then love could filter in. Number 2, I believe we need to educate ourselves. Education, which is derived from the Latin word educos, meaning to draw out or to develop from within. I think that we need to develop more of an educated mindset to know what these political parties are doing. A lot of people, especially myself, man, coming up, I wasn't into politics and into all of that stuff. I said, man, I let all of them take care of that. But then I was missing a whole lot of information that affected me because I didn't educate myself on what political sect was doing what and who had my best interests at heart. Because like everybody, like this whole we're in a election year coming in 2020, and everybody is talking about Joe Biden and they want to vote for Joe Biden. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but majority of the Negro race, the black race, wants to vote for Democrats, because when I grew up, that's what all I was taught in the house, to be a Democrat, because they provided government funding so that you would be lazy. Basically, in my eyes, as I grew older to think about it, the Democratic Party put crutches on the black race. They put crutches on you. They didn't want you to work. They wanted you to rely on the system to provide you with the money you needed through food stamps, through all of these different types of regulated programs. And when I was coming up, I had food stamps. It was blue $5 bill, one brown $1 bills was brown. I remember all of that, man. Government cheese. I remember all of that, man. And so when I got older, I began to educate myself on the system and how it's ran and what they're doing to cripple us. Because basically the whole Democratic Party back in the day, they took from the programs that they had with the welfare programs, they took the Negro or the black man out of the home, and it destroyed the structure of family. I begin to understand that stuff. So, yeah, because I grew up without a father. My father left when I was 4 years old. I don't remember, and he never was in my life. So, but like I said, I'm not going to blame him because he's gone. He's dead and gone. But I can't blame him for me not knowing, because, see, once you're ignorant of something, you can't use the ignorance as a crutch, because you have an opportunity to learn about what's going on in your environment so that you can change it. Because change is look, change comes once you understand you have a problem. Until you understand that you have a problem, change is not relevant. It's there, but it has to be grasped, and that's through educating yourself, developing it from within. Like I said in my last post, if you can't read, because reading is a huge part of education, because once you're able to read what somebody is doing, then you're able to be proactive instead of reactive. You understand what I'm saying? So I believe that Negroes, black people, need to educate themselves on the political structure and what we're doing in America that is basically harming us more than helping us. And we think that is helping us. Like I said, people voting for Joe Biden ain't nothing but a fox. You understand? Just like when Jesus was talking about Herod, that old fox. Joe Biden is a fox, man. And what I mean by a fox goal is to get the lamb. His goal is to get the lamb. And he basically is persuasive, where the lamb doesn't understand that at the end of the day, you're going to be lamb chops on the plate. He's come to eat you. But he does it in a tactful way that you don't understand. That's why the fox befriends the lamb. And next thing you know, he ends up in the fox's mouth as lamb chop. And so the black people, Negroes, I like to say, but like I said, I'm going to keep it so y'all understand what I'm talking about. Because until we educate ourselves on who we are, then we'll understand that we're Negroes. You know what I'm saying? Here in America. But for the sake of understanding, I'll keep it as black folk need to understand that they're the lambs. These are the lambs, because you can tell by his rhetoric. Remember, I say, this guy gonna tell you you're not black unless you vote for me. That's what a fox would do. Because once he gets your vote, then he can implement that mark that he was talking about in 2005 when he was talking to John Roberts at the swearing in of the Supreme Court. You understand? You got to understand, he was talking about Neuralink, what Elon Musk is doing. Neuralink, where you're gonna be lining up like you do when the new iPhone come out. You stand in line to get the iPhone, because they already got people addicted to technology. People can't live without their phone. They said it's like a what is it? A no limb syndrome. Like when you leave your phone at home, it's like you lost your arm or something. That's an addiction. That's another thing we got to deal with as black people. The addictions that we have, not only in drugs or whatever people want to say, but technology addictions. We got to let some of the things go, because I'm telling you, it's going to be easy to implement the mark of the beast. Because like I said, Joe Biden said this back in 2005 when he was telling them. He said, you're going to vote on these things. You're going to vote for implantable chip put in people. And it all started with Obamacare, which was unconstitutional. That's why I said, see, man, it was unconstitutional to where they was trying to they did it. It was unconstitutional because you had the freedom of choice. People had their rights to say, no, I don't want that, but they made it so that you had to take it, and then you got penalized if you didn't take it. But Miki came to tell you that you have to educate yourself, do your research, learn history, because the biggest thing with the black race is that we have so much economic power that we don't understand, that it changes things to where people can now listen to us. We don't have to burn down the streets. We don't have to go kill our own folks. We don't have to do all of these take these destructive measures to be heard. All you got to do is withhold your economic power, and then you'll understand that people will listen to you. Why you think they want your vote? Why you think they want my vote? Because we have the economic power that changes things. Until you realize that, we'll always be picketing. We'll always be protesting. We'll always be destroying and killing and stealing and doing what Satan wants you to do. But until you develop from within, which is the education, and understand how the language of people are speaking, like I said in my last post, you got to understand the language in which people are speaking. And most of the time, they're speaking money. And we as Negroes or black people, we have trillions of dollars we spending per year. in various consumer goods. You understand? None of us have, well, I ain't gonna say none of us. Majority of us don't have stock in McDonald's. Majority of us don't have stock in KFC, but we have frequently patronized these places, not knowing that the money that you're spending on these places, first of all, is damaging your immune system, okay? Second of all, when your immune systems are damaged, your decision making is flawed. It's skewed. You can't make the right decision when you're not at a level-headed immune. Like, in other words, when your immune system is sharp and your body is in proper function, you can make better decisions, man. You can make better decisions, man. Devil, man, the devil use all types of stuff to get at me, man. I'm bringing solutions that if folks would really listen to them, but a lot of people don't want to listen because they got their mindset, they're upset and they're angry. What did Jesus say? Be ye angry, but sin not. Because see, anger is basically the wick to where is attached to the dynamite. See, that's anger. You know what I'm saying? And when you're angry and you start to get upset and you keep feeding it, you begin to light that wick to the dynamite. And that's when once you light the dynamite, it's over. That's when you have all of this stuff in the streets. They want to protest violently because it's not, to me, it's not a protest, man. And if we learn from our history, what all of these protests did back in the day ain't really do too much, man. It ain't really do too much. Until we understand our economic buying power, our economic freedom to where we could choose to put our money in places that will affect our own communities, the black communities, all right? And what I mean by affecting is I mean by keeping the money in our own communities and then creating jobs, creating businesses that hire people from our own community that will continue to keep that money in the community and support the people of those communities to where you can build up communities. And then it goes like a domino effect. Once you see a community flourishing, then it goes to the next community and they do the same thing. And then we can come together and understand, man, we could have these different platforms to where it's not only just following you with products and all of this other stuff. Because remember, Woolworth and all of these places, they started out with 10-cent stores, and now they grew and they expanded, and now they're big and all over the world, and they're getting money from all different types of peoples. You understand? And that's what the black people need. The black people need more of support of their own, man. And like I said, I'm not against no other race or anything. I'm just starting from within because I believe that our segment, our nationality, we need change from within our nationality. We need folks that really want to be heard, and being heard is changing your buying habits, man. Changing where you're spending your money, changing what you're doing for the next Negro or the next black person, man, because that's where it truly will begin. Once we respect one another, once we begin to love one another, once we begin to understand our economic buying power and then applying it to our lifestyle, because you have to change your lifestyle. We've created habits, and that's why I was talking about addictions. You know what I mean? Most people are addicted to the next Dolce & Gabbana, the next Prada that's coming out, the next Chanel that's coming out, the next Louis Vuitton that's coming out, the next, all of these high-end fashions, when these high-end fashion houses don't do nothing for the black communities. They don't. I've seen Nike and all of these places put on their websites, man, now, Black Lives Matter. Where was that at before when these black people were killing each other? They didn't care. This is all, see, you got to understand, man. It's all about supply and demand. When you don't demand somebody's product, the supply goes down. And we control the market because of our spending patterns. Until we come to the realization that nothing will change until we understand that where our buying power is placed, that will change everything, man. But I'm at 15 minutes. Let me get ready to close it on up. Like I said, I try to make my videos when I don't try, because when you stop trying and start doing, you'll accelerate your progress. I try to, I said it again, I keep my videos around 20 to 25, 30 minutes long, because a lot of people sleep. A lot of people don't even want to watch that. If you keep it for 5 minutes, most people will watch it. But solutions take time, man. You know what I mean? And to hear solutions that can bring about change, man, it's going to take time. But I just want to keep y'all informed about the solutions that I probably go all the way up to part 10, man, because there's so many things that we could do as a people, man, that can create change quickly. I'm talking about quickly. And another way to create change is changing pray pray to God. God is the that was the number one thing that I should have said that in my first post. I believe I did say Jesus Christ is the number one, but he is the number one, the foundation or the core. We cannot build nothing. We cannot build nothing, even with this buying power, without the chief cornerstone, and that's Jesus Christ, because you can't build a building without a cornerstone. And the chief cornerstone of all of what I'm saying is Jesus Christ, man. So we have to understand it ain't going to take a lot of people. It's not going to take a lot of people, man, because we can start from where we are. You understand? If we start from where we are, man, we can create so much change that it will be magnificent. It's just up to us to understand the power that we have, the choice, the decision-making process. You understand? So Miki just came to tell y'all, man, I love y'all. I'm gonna keep bringing solutions that if you listen to them and you play it over and over and over and over again and get it in your spirit, then you can understand that you can break some of these habits, man, because habits are hard to break if you don't know how to break them. You understand? And breaking a habit is 1 minute at a time, which creates a hour, which creates a day, which creates a month, which creates a year. And then next thing you know, it creates unity, man. I'm telling you, break these habits that we have, spending our money on all this stuff, fake eyelashes, fake hair, fake clothes, and fake all of this, man. Just begin to get basic stuff. You know, that's why I wear number white tees. You know what I'm saying? I go to Costco, but what we need to do, another thing, we need to start branching out and getting some stuff for people so they can like move away from all of these high-end fashions and all of that stuff, because it's not about how you look, it's about what you're doing. Because now we see that these people are upset, they're destroying stuff because of Black Lives Matter. But I'm bringing solutions that if we apply them, we can create change, man. I love y'all. Miki Blik. May the Lord add a blessing to the listeners of what I'm saying, man. And please, in Jesus' name, man, respect one another. Love one another, man. As black people, as Negroes, respect one another, man. Say what's up to your brother. Say what's up to your sister. And if y'all don't talk back, that's fine. But don't look at it as it's personal. Just look at it as they don't have the education to understand what you're trying to do, what you're doing in these last days, man. And that's loving one another, creating change in the community in which you live, man. I love y'all, man. Miki Blik, in Jesus' name. Part 3. I think this part 3. And I'm going to come back with part 4. And I'm going to continue to think of different ways to where we can bring about solutions for this defunding the police, because that's a bad idea. Don't even follow that, man. That's Satan in itself, because he creating chaos out of that. All right. But like I said, here at Miki Blik, you give a man the fish, you feed him for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. I love you, man.